Good evening, chaps. Welcome to quite a late Friday Waffle. I'm saying late, it's late for me recording this. I trust you're all well. I'm doing pretty good. Just cut my hair, as you can probably tell, in readiness for tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow I'm heading down. I'm getting picked up. I'm not. Two of my friends are coming here for 6:30 in the morning. Then we're travelling about a mile to pick up my third mate, and then we're going to travel down to Blackpool. Yep, it's play Blackpool. Really looking forward to it. There's quite a few of my mates going down. John Studley's going for the Pac-Man perfect game. Good mate Tony Temple's going to be there. Lots of YouTube people are going to be there as well, so it should be good fun. I also got Stuart, who is the sort of admin for Retro and Limb. You've probably noticed the Retro and Limb sort of banner at the start of my videos. I'm affiliated to that site now. Retro and Limb, if you've never actually looked at it, it's a site where it pulls together. I'm not going to say the best of. I wouldn't be that stupid to say that, but it pulls together a lot of retro YouTubers. So if you like watching stuff like this, then go and check out Retro and Limb, because I think there's about another 20 odd retro kind of gaming. You know what? I'm using this phrase retro gaming, which I detest. I mentioned it last week. I'm just going to call it video game channels, because that's exactly what it is. Most of us feature sort of classic and older video games. They're not retro games, so let's get that straight. But anyway, yeah, Stuart was in touch last night to say that apparently he's organised a sort of a question and answer type thing for some of the YouTubers. There's going to be a kind of live podcasty type thing, and I think he's also going to get a sort of question and answers panel type thing. So that should be good fun. It'll probably be quite nerve-wracking having to sit in front of, I don't know how many people are going to be watching it, but I wouldn't think there'd be too many. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, but it should be a lot of fun. So got that tomorrow. This week, this has been a hastily put together waffle, guys. I've just been really busy at work. Really have been busy. What else have I been doing? Not a great deal. The weather looks not too bad, thankfully, which is good for travelling down tomorrow. I've only got the one. I don't really have any retro sort of topics to talk about, unfortunately. So I apologise now. The only one down the rabbit hole, is it Kevin? I think it is, mate. I think that's your name. Hi Alan, I know you follow Vectrex Rolly on YouTube. Did you see his recent review of his steering wheel controller for his Vectrex? I have the same controller, it's fantastic. Quite a few custom controllers have been made for the Vectrex over the years, some with spinners, some with keypads. There is even an adapter to allow you to hook up a Mega Drive controller to the Vectrex as well. Do you have any such controllers, and are you interested in them? Firstly, I think it's absolutely mental in a good way that there's people still putting out hardware for the Vectrex. I mean, the Vectrex is one of the earliest sort of video game systems. A steering wheel, excuse me, that's just superb. Yeah, to answer your first point of your question, Vectrex Rolly, I do indeed follow him. Roland's a really good dude. I just think I've got a wee flea bite in my leg there, a wee bit itchy. I was out running tonight in the woods. Yeah, Roland, Roland's is obviously his proper name. Vectrex Rolly, there's a step for a hint in the title. He is predominantly kind of a Vectrex collector, but he's got a vast collection of what I would term very early systems. A lot of the systems, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, a lot of the systems that he collects for are pretty pants. Stuff like the Philips Video Pack. Does he collect for the Aquarius Mattel? The Texas T199. They're all, in my opinion, not great computers, but some of the hardware that he actually picks up for them is just fantastic. I mean, he's picked up like speech modules and cartridges and what have you. It's really, I mean, if you think that some of these machines are basic, think again, because some of the stuff that Roland buys and procures is awesome. He's even, believe it or not, he's even because I mean, I would say that he's probably the the Vectrex YouTube channel you need to go to. What he doesn't know about Vectrex isn't worth knowing. And believe it or not, somebody has actually written a game with featuring him and his wife. He does these absolutely fantastic sort of comedy. How would I describe it? It's almost like if you're from the UK, the Carry On films. These were a kind of a real British kind of innuendo type comedy back in the 70s, and Roland does these kind of little sketches, all based around video games, but it's basically he is always buying stuff. The postman delivers parcels and he tries to hide it from his wife, but his wife's far too clever. She cottons on to what he's up to. She kind of plays the kind of baddie. But go and check him out. I'll actually put a link to his channel down below. He's a fantastic YouTuber. I'd love to meet the guy. He's genuinely laugh out loud. I don't like that term LOL, but when I watch his videos, you can't but help and piss yourself. He's just absolutely awesome. I mean, his production values make mine look like something that you do in Blue Peter, which is pretty much what they are. So yeah, that was one bit of the question. Do I have any controllers myself? I can't say I do. I mean, I love my Vectrex, but I think I just like it the way it is. I mean, I think it's the Vectrex. I keep looking across because my Vectrex is in the corner. The Vectrex is such a unique system. Just the very fact it plays vector game, or it's got vector graphics. It's an awesome machine. I've never made any secret about that. It's my favourite kind of gaming system. But as far as picking up any kind of special hardware, any new hardware, it's not something that I've done. You know, I tend to buy things that I'm going to use, and probably a steering wheel for the Vectrex isn't something I would really use. I'm not a collector per se. I don't buy things just to collect. I buy stuff to actually use. But yeah, talking about buying, guys, I've been on a bit of a sort of buying frenzy. I should rephrase that. A buying and selling frenzy. What have I sold over the last while? The Texas T199 computer that I showed you. Unfortunately, I managed to blow up the power pack. Now it was a US Texas. So I bought the adapter, and the thing is, I did have an adapter, and I tried it and it worked okay, but then I couldn't find the adapter, so I bought this other adapter out of B&Q, and I plugged it in, and it was making a strange buzzing noise, and then poof, the power pack blew. Now I don't know whether it's actually affected the computer itself. I really don't know, but I thought to myself, let's cut your losses and sell it. So I've sold it on eBay. Now I was completely honest. I told it in the advert, I said, look, the power pack doesn't work. I says, I don't know whether the computer works. It might work, it might not work. But I had it like I buy it now, £12 or something. So somebody hopefully got a bargain. Hopefully when it arrives they'll plug in a normal power pack and they'll find out that everything's okay. So I've sold the Texas. I've sold, did I mention I sold my Windows tab thing, tablet that I bought? I can't remember if I did. I bought this Windows tablet about a month ago. I'm getting as bad as monkey spies for buying and selling stuff. Only kidding, James. Yeah, I bought this Windows tablet primarily to use as a sort of emulation platform. But the thing I didn't like about it was it ran Windows 8.1, I think it was, which is fine. But the problem is the software hasn't been adapted to a tablet. So the screen icons were tiny. So if you can imagine, basically the tablet was working just like a tiny computer. So when you're trying to do anything, you have to double tap the screen for like a right mouse button. Left mouse button is obviously one tap. You know, it's coming up OK, cancel, and the buttons are really small, obviously because it's like running full fat Windows 8.1 on a tiny 7-inch screen. So I just found it wasn't working for me, so I sold that. What else have I sold? I've sold my Atari ST, which stopped working. I don't know what, it might be a fairly simple fix. I don't know. Sold that. I have sold my Sega Saturn. I'm looking down, but it's actually downstairs. One of my mates has bought that. Before I move on, eBay. I put the Saturn up for sale on eBay. I reduced it in price twice. It was 40 quid. I ended up, or 45 I think it was. I got an inquiry from a chap from Norway saying he made me an offer of 42 I think it was. So I went back to him and says, look, I'll accept your offer as long as you pay the postage. So he says, yeah, brilliant, you know, that's fine. So I went on a website, found out the postage, it was going to be £23. Went back to him and says, the postage is £23 mate, what do you think? And he came back, that's great, can you go for it? So I packaged it up. I spent ages getting a box, putting loads of packaging and what have you into the box, tons and tons of tape, all ready to go. I went online, I was going to obviously go ahead and get it, so I replied to him, and in fact I sent him what I had to do was I changed the auction to buy it now. I think it was £64, that was including postage, and then within about 10 minutes he had bought it, he'd won the auction. So I waited and waited and waited for him to pay, and he hadn't paid, so I thought I'll give him till tomorrow because he might be away to bed, he might be out, I don't know. So the following morning I went back in, still hadn't paid, so I sent him a message just saying, can you let me know when you're going to pay? As soon as you pay, I'll get this thing posted, I've got it ready to go. Then within about 30 seconds he sent me a message, sorry, the Saturn that I've got now works, so I don't want it anymore, sorry. Yeah, so he bought it, he won the auction. I went to all the bother of getting it weighed, the lot, and he decides, without telling me that he didn't want it any longer, it was only because I sent him a message that he decided to tell me that he no longer wanted it. So I wasn't happy at all. I actually reported him. I mean, the guy's a twat, I just wouldn't do that. I mean, yeah, that was that. But anyway, I'm kind of digressing a bit. So I've sold a shitload of stuff, but I've got a few goodies that I want to share with you. First things first, to replace my Atari ST, I've got this plus another computer, the Atari 1040 ST. This is a beast. It weighs a bloody ton as well. It was serviced in January 2009, so it's an absolute beast. Yep. I've never actually had a 1040. I used to have an Atari 520 ST, but this thing is a cracking machine. Now I've actually got, I don't know if I've showed you before, I've got this little SD thing which I'll show you. Oh Jesus! You need to be strong to lift this thing. The reason these things are so heavy is because it's actually got the power pack built in. Right, yeah, I bought this to go with my 520, which obviously stopped working. It's this thing. Now I don't like the name of it for reasons which will become clear. It's called the Satan drive. Yeah, I'm not too keen on that word. This is it here. In fact, you know what, I've got the SD card to put back in. What this does is it basically, SD card, plug it in, and this basically acts as a hard drive, and I think there's 190 odd games in this thing, so yeah, excellent, it works a treat. So I got that. Now I'm not going to even show you the other machine which I got two of them for a really, really good price. That was including delivery. I mean, taking off delivery, I got them for about 90 quid for the two machines, which is fantastic. Both these machines I would say are worth £90 just on their own. The second machine I got is the Atari 130XE. Now, when the Atari 8-bit came out, you had the Atari 400, then the Atari 800, and then the Atari 800 is a absolute tanker machine. It's a huge machine. So to cut back in cost, they brought out the Atari XL 800. I think there's also the 600 as well, and also the 1200. But yeah, and then later on, to cut costs further, they brought out the XE machines. Now the 65XE is basically, it's an Atari 800 standard, same memory and that kind of stuff. The Atari 130 or 130 XE has got 128K. Now it's quite a dinky wee machine, so I'm not even going to even bother showing you. It's quite a small wee machine, but it's got 128K and it's lovely. It runs, I think I mentioned before, some clever clogs came out with Space Harrier, for the remade Space Harrier for it. and that needs the extra memory. So I was playing that the other night there, and it's just fantastic. So yeah, got both of these machines. Two more things I got. Now this thing, the only reason I bought it was because it was going cheap, but it turns out that it was actually sold out, and I know my mate had one, and I said, do you use it? And he went, no. Do you want it? So it's one of these. It's not a power pack. Yeah, it's a Raspberry Pi. Now I have never ever owned one of these things. It's had mixed kind of reviews. I mean, people, when this was first announced by, was it David Braben, I think it was, who does Elite. I think people thought, you know, it's a fully fledged computer for like £25. People somehow thought that it was going to be a stupidly fast PC. Now come on guys, we're talking about a full on computer for 25 quid that's no bigger than, I don't know, a packet of cigarettes. It's not the most powerful machine in the world, and this is more a case of just what it can actually do. I mean, it's awesome, you know, it's got the SD card, it's got, what's that there? It's got the audio out, I think it is. It's got two USB ports, it's got an Ethernet port, and it's also got an HDMI port. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that. It's also got a micro USB port there as well. So what I'm planning to do is try and use it as some kind of either an emulation thing or to stream a media streamer type thing. So yeah, that's the Raspberry Pi. And the third thing that I got is probably my favourite, fourth thing I should say. There was a guy on a website called Retro for Sale, and he was offering Commodore 64 cartridges, but can he cut basically with, I think it's 30 games you can put on it. Now it turns out you can actually have a custom made cart. So I thought, oh. So what I've done is I got back to him and I gave him a list of, because of the memory size, I've managed to get 30 games, 31 games. I basically picked 31 of my favourite games and they're on a cartridge. So I'm going to stop this now guys, and I'm going to let you see this thing in action. It's the dog's bollocks. So back in a second. Right, okay, yep, that's fine. I wasn't sure if the lens cover was on. So yep, I got this cartridge. In fact, I'll see if I can let you see it. Take it out. Yeah, here we go. It just says, what does it say here? I don't know if you can actually read that. Game cartridge, Commodore 64. Really, really well made. Love the sticker on it. Right, let's see if I can get this thing plugged back in. You can talk amongst yourselves. So yeah, is anybody else going to Blackpool tomorrow? I'm quite looking forward to it. We're actually staying, where are we staying? We're staying in the South Pier Travelodge, I think it is. Right, prepare to be amazed. Well, maybe not amazed, I think it's amazing. This is on a real 64. Now I hope you can see that. The Mamemeister C64 Mega Mashup. Now, on that screen there are 31 of my favourite games. And basically, to play a game, you just press the letter. So for Barbarian, number 1. And being a cartridge, it's almost instant loading. It's obviously decompacting a wee bit, I think. Now these games were obviously never designed to go in a cartridge. Well, I can't even remember how did this game start? Was it F1? F7. There we go. Right, it looks like I've got the wrong joystick plugged in. Anyway, there's Barbarian, so just to get another game, switch it on and off. Now I don't know what music that is, but it's pretty damn good. Now I noticed down there as well, you've got turbo loader, fast loader, so I'm wondering if that's to allow you to load games quicker than a disk drive or something, I'm not too sure. So number 2, Beachhead. Bink. There you go, loaded. How cool is that? Seriously. I think this is excellent. Now this costs, it came from, I'm not too sure where Andy actually stays, it's Norway or Sweden or something, I'm really not too sure. Germany, Poland, I'm not too sure actually. But I just think this is the absolutely the best thing ever. Yeah, it cost me £30, that was including postage and packing. I think he does cartridges slightly cheaper, I think £10 less, but I wanted a custom one. I wanted to be able to pick exactly what games I was going to have on it. You know what, see the noise of the plane? That is one of the... I think that is just fantastic. I actually get goosebumps listening to that noise. It just takes me right back. Brilliant. Yeah, I could play that. I've got other games to show you. I'm not going to show you every single one obviously. What I've also done is I've stuck on a few new games. One of my favourites, Berserk Deluxe. But I mean, you can see there the presentation of this is just fantastic. No. This is, you know what, this is absolutely fantastic. You know, how good is this? I don't know if I've done a mashup of this, I don't think I have actually. How good is this game? Listen to the speech. Now, don't forget, you're playing a Commodore 64 here. They've obviously sped up the player a wee bit, which certainly makes it a bit easier. Easier? Yeah, that's right. This is so much like the arcade though. I mean, to be fair, you'd say it's not really pushing the boundaries of the Commodore 64. Now, you know what? I didn't even see anything hit me there. Anyway, let's just finish this level. Absolutely superb. Brilliant. Yeah, that's Berserk Deluxe or Redux, whatever it's called, I'm not quite sure. Yes, what else have I got? You can see there, Beachhead Commando, Drelbs. Drelbs is a great game. Drop Zone, Donkey Kong, Blue Max, Bruce Lee, Buggy Boy, Fort Apocalypse, Ghostbusters, Hero, Hover Bother, Decathlon, Attack of the Camels, Bounty Bob Strikes Back, Revenge of the Mutant Camels. Let's go for Exploding Fist. See if it's got the screen when it loads, I don't know if it will. Or is it going to go straight in? How good is that? How quick is that? This is an absolute awesome game, it really is. Everybody goes on about International Karate being a great game, and yeah, it is, but I've always preferred the original. Maybe because it's slightly slower. And yeah, I know you can apparently beat it just using the leg sweep. Take that to the face, son. I just love this game so much, I really do. But this is the great thing with this cartridge. This cartridge is basically a diary of my life with the Commodore 64. Every game I've put on it because I love it. Yeah, Exploding Fists, BC's Quest for Tires, that's a great wee game. I don't know if you've ever played this. If you have not, then you need to start playing it. It's a delightful kind of cartoony type. Here we go. Basically the idea is to not die. I think you've got to try and get to the end to rescue your girlfriend or something. I've never actually managed to complete it. What you can do when you jump, you can then move left or right for a very short time. But the graphics and humour are just superb. You can also duck, like so. But that is it. Pressing fire button. Oh no, I tell a lie. Pressing fire button and holding it to the right makes you go quicker. Yeah, there you go. It looks like my camera is going to go off. It's going to overheat. So anyway, let's just quickly move on before it does go off. Just want to show you one last game, which I've already actually showed you in a mashup, but it's worth showing. Yeah, I've got my favourites there: Raid Over Moscow, Whizball, International Soccer, Super Pipeline 1 and 2, Iridium. And the last one I'm going to show you, which I've already let you see before, is the utterly wonderful Scramble. This is a new game that was made. I don't know when it was made, I don't know if it was this year or last year or something. But it's an absolute... Wait a minute. I don't know what happened there. There were no Scramble is on it because it's worked. Is it U? STU? I don't know what I pressed there. There we go, Scramble 2015. Now, tell me this is not as good as the arcade one. What an amazing game. Probably slightly faster than arcade, but it's absolutely graphically perfect. Looks superb. Anyway, listen guys, this camera is going to go off because it's going to overheat. I don't know why it's not been on for that long. That is it from me. I'm going to be getting to bed fairly early tonight because I said I'm leaving at 6:30 tomorrow morning and driving down to Blackpool, so I don't know if any of you guys are going down. If you are going down and you see me, please come along and say hello. That'd be excellent. Like I said, I'm supposed to be taking part in some some talk panel thing, so that should be fun. Come along and support us in that. And yeah, very lastly guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice weekend and take care. Bye for now.